How would you like a bike light for less than 40 bucks? How about two? Hi, I'm John and welcome to Cycling on a Shoestring, and they say good things come in small packages, and that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to look at a couple of lights from Cycle Torch. They got in touch with me and asked me if I'd like to review their lights. So these were given to me, but as I said to them when I returned their email, I will give an honest opinion of your lights. And very often I give a little bit of advice when it comes to the design of these things because I've been riding for a long time. And let's face it, I have a lot of experience when it comes to riding at night because I do it all the time. And we're going to see some footage of that in this video. Let's see what's in this package. So as you can see here, you get a couple of lights. You get a couple of cables as well. They're both mini USB, and you get 3 different size straps, pretty heavy duty straps at that. These are not going to break and are going to last a long time. So overall, nice little package here, all in a small box, as you can see right here. So let's take a look at these lights. We'll look at the rear one first, then we'll go to the front, and we'll take them out for a ride here on Cycling on a Shoestring. Let's start off by taking a quick look at the rear light, then we'll get around to the front light. I've got footage using this yesterday morning at 4 o'clock when I went to work. As far as this light goes, it's all plastic. It doesn't feel cheap, very light, hardly anything to it at all, with a couple of hooks on the back so you can use these rubber straps to put it on your seat post. You've got that angle on there as you would expect. You know, bike seat posts are generally on an angle like this, so when you put it on, it's going to face straight towards the back. And on the inside here, there's a little rubber tab there. You pull out the plug, and that's where you charge it with the mini USB. As far as the light goes itself, they don't provide any instructions in the box, but they do have a card in there saying go to their website if you need instructions how to use the light. So I did, just to see what they put at their website at Cycle Torch. And they suggest if you hit the lens here once, the light will come on. Doesn't come on. But hit it twice and it does come on. So a little difference between the website and real life, but it comes on every time when you hit it twice. Now you've got a flash, hit it again. You've got a faster flash, hit it again. That's a pulse, so it's kind of on and off, on and off. Hit it again, it's solid. Come back around and you're back to the flash once again. And when you hold it in, it turns off the light after a time, and when you come back on, double click, it's back where you ended the last time you were using the light. So pretty simplistic. Now, as far as it working at night, well, of course, I'm not going to show you a video of this flashing on the back of my bike, but it is certainly bright enough so that people coming up behind you are going to see it. Now, is this a daytime running light? I wouldn't think so. I just don't think it's bright enough to be a daytime running light. You have to get something specifically for that. Now, I do have an issue with this. It does hook onto a seat post, but I use one of these when I'm riding my bike. And this will not fit on my bike along with a light like this. I just don't have enough space on my seat post, which only sticks that far out of my seat tube on my bike. So there's no hook for this to go onto this little loop. Now you may say use one of these little rubber things on here and put it on here, but I just don't think this is going to stay secure long enough to stay on my bike. I would worry about losing the light if I put it onto here. So if you had a hook for this, for me to use it on my road bike, that would be better because there are a lot of lights out there. You can buy these little hooks and it will stay on your saddlebag. Now let's take a look at the front light and I'll show you some footage using this thing at nighttime right here in Calgary. Here's a look at the front light called the Shark 500, and just a heads up that between the two lights, it's $39.95. So you get a front and a rear for $39.95 Canadian at Amazon. If you go to the Cycle Torch website, same price there. Not a lot to the light. It's all plastic. It is very light and it's pretty tough plastic. I don't think you're going to break it even if you threw it against a wall. It's really tough. And you've got the similar hooks to the rear light on the front light. Just use that rubber strap to put it on your bars. Piece of rubber in here to hold it steady so it doesn't move around. Got the charging port in the back. You've got that little rubber piece there. It is water resistant, so you shouldn't have too many problems if you take it out in the rain. And you got a single button on there that is blue right now. When it's charging, here's what it looks like when it's charging. It's red, and then when it's fully charged up, it is blue. Now, as far as how much time you can get on this light, they claim 2 hours on high. I will guarantee that excellent. It does work for 2 hours on high. I rode yesterday morning. I'm going to show you footage in just a moment. A little over an hour to get to work. It was on high. It was still blue. And then I turned it on going home. It was daylight, but by the time I got home, it was still working. So over 2 hours, and it did not go out. So on high, it will work for that long. Now, there's 5 different settings on this. Let me show you. You turn it on. It's on high right now. Now, they say there's a half low. Okay, so if you hit it again, half, hit it again, low, and then you hit again, it turns to a flash, and then you get a pulse, and then you go back around to high. Now, I can say that the difference between the high, the half, and the low, very subtle. There's not a lot of difference there at all, to be honest with you. I'd like a little bit of a difference, but for me, I'm going to use this on high all the time. Let's take a look at what it looks like when it's out in the dark, because I did take this for a ride early yesterday morning. Here's a look at the light from the back laneway of my house before I left last night. As you can see, pretty bright light here. This is shot with a GoPro, so keep in mind that this isn't exactly what you see with the naked eye. I do think the light provides you with more light off to the side, and it looks brighter than this. Again, the GoPro doesn't give you a perfect representation of what the light looks like. And you can see by the shape of the light, you've got that flat section at the bottom, and it goes out on angles to the left and right. Now, here's a shot of me riding on a pathway. Keep in mind, when I'm riding at night, you can see snow on the pathway here. There's ice and snow when I'm riding. So I use this light to actually see where I'm going, to see the road and the pathway in front of me. It's very important. I'm not just using this to be seen, I have to see. And I use this all the way from my house, all the way to work, 26K yesterday morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was perfectly comfortable with using this light. It did a good job. So overall, pretty pleased with how this light works in a real life situation. Overall, I'm really pleased with this light. As I said in that video, I use this to see the road, and you could see that there was ice and snow when I was riding yesterday morning. I need to see the road when I'm out there, and I'm looking for potholes and garbage and stuff like that. When it's summertime, this did a fine job of lighting up the road in front of me. I felt very comfortable with it, so well done. Now, you do want to put this right in the middle of your bars next to your stem, because there's no way to adjust it. You know, as you get out farther towards your grips on your bike, it kind of angles out, so it might be facing out towards the side of your bike. So get it close to your stem, and this will work just great. It stayed put, and I was really pleased with it. And if you buy both lights, I think $39.95 Canadian for front and a backlight is a pretty good deal. I recommend these. I think they're really good. Thank you very much for watching this video. I do appreciate it. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel as well. Also, hit the bell for notifications. More videos coming up real soon. I've got some gloves coming up. If you're a cold weather rider, you might like a lot. And if you see the little heart with a $sign in that, if you click on that, you can send a little donation my way. I'll put it right back into the channel to bring you more reviews just like this. Thanks for watching Cycling on a Shoestring.